I have a problem? Yes, I do. I was not planning on doing a book haul anytime soon until at least November or October, one or the other. So I think I have everything. I hope I'm not repeating from last time because I just don't think I'm repeating. So I was bad and my husband indulged it by buying things too for me. And with that, let's start. So if you are new here, my name is Lizzie and this is Reading Underneath the Stars. And let's get into everything. So last time I told y'all that I didn't have the first volume. I had a different volume of a different series. So we start off with the Sakamoto Days with Sen. He has been ordered to do a hit on Sakamoto, who has retired because he has fallen in love. And the series just kind of picks up from there, where he's trying to keep a secret from his wife that he had a hit on him. So can he keep it? And Sen and Sakamoto end up being friends, obviously. So. The Fatal Unpleasantries at Netherfield by Claudia Gray takes place shortly after the Rutmore plot, where Juliet is having a hard time and Gigi is wanting to be in part of the camera. Anyway, Juliet is having a hard time because of the events of the previous book. If you know, you know. I'm trying not to spoil it for y'all. And stuff, because she is no longer invited into polite society because of the events of the last book. And Jonathan is having, well, his parents are being so overprotective of him. Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy are. And it's just everything. He asked to be sent to Netherfield to get away from everything and maybe to get his parents off his back. So he gets to Netherfield, and within a day or two, everything goes to the pot, and obviously he is now on the case, and he asks his aunt to send for Miss Tilly, Juliet Tilly. So that happened, and we follow the case from there. For the record, I did finish reading this, by the way. I read it and devoured it the same day it came in. Okay. Anyway, where was I? He sends Juliet for Juliet, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the next book because I really want to figure out what happened. But I was picturing in my head the 2005 version of Pride and Prejudice for pretty much each character that had appeared in it. So that was my mentality and stuff like that. Next, I showed y'all the first book in the last series. So now we have the second and the third book. The second book is The Prong to Murder by Lauren Elliott, and which is basically a gossip columnist. I did not really read the back of this, so we're gonna read it to you. The gossip columnist loved the bold-faced name, but Miss Newsy at Greybourne Harbor local newspaper specializes in bald-faced lies. Well, obviously. She pointed a finger as suspicious at Addie after the librarian June Wistow never makes it home from the book club. Uh-oh. June is found at the bottom of the stairs, and Addie is not only dealing with the busybody, but a dead body. Hopefully she'll solve that one. Murder in First Edition by Lauren Elliott. This is the third book. Addie is getting into the spirit of the upcoming charity auction, especially since she got an 1843 copy of Charles Dickens and the Christmas Carol to donate to her former colleagues at the Boston Public Library. To confirm the worst, he runs down the high 5 figures and can be helped with the new patriotic ring. Her mood darkens though when a visitor from the past appears. Jonathan Hemingway, the father of her late fiancé, and his presence stirs up memories for Addie. And she's also fuming when Jonathan's true to his womanizing ways. Of course. Excuse you. I love you. What are you doing? Sorry about that. Mr. GG has to be in a shop. By the way, I had to order this. This is so cute. I'm going to try to remember to link the thing in the bottom. But yes, I love this. It came yesterday, and I had issues with it because our post office has been being a pain in the butt, and we don't always get our stuff delivered when and it will say on the thing delivered, and the mailbox will be empty, and stuff like that. And then it will say attempted delivery or something, and there's nothing blocking the mailbox. I just feel like they don't want to deliver it because they're like, this past time was a holiday. It was a holiday on Friday, and they didn't feel like delivering it. They just wanted to go home. That's what I feel like. Maybe I am wrong. I don't know. Anyway, well, this past time it said delivered, and it was not in the box when it said delivered. And then about 30 minutes to 40 minutes later, my husband got a notification saying that his package was delivered. So it was magically there and stuff like that. So anyway, as I continue with the stuff of our post office, this was also delivered by it looked like someone opened the package and put the sticker on the front. Basically what it was. And I was very mad. Now, my husband picked this one out. I have no idea what it's about. It's Land and by Maggie O'Fair. I believe it's a historical fiction or fiction. My husband decided that I needed it. So on the Winship Peninsula, stretched into the Atlantic, Thomas de Wallenstein of Lamb are working at the survey project to map the whole of Ireland in the year of 1865, and the country is ravaged by great hunger. So I'm thinking this is the potato famine. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the British soldiers are in charge due to arrive any day and expecting the work to be completed. Thomas is sent off course by the unsettling encounter of no wonder my husband picked it. A corpse. His life and lives of those in the family will never be the same again. So my reluctance of this book has now made this a top quality to read it. So, and I'm kind of stuttering over my words. I don't know. So I had this pre-ordered for a while. Whose Body in the Library by Eva Gates, and I just love the little seashells on the top. This little seashell. Okay, anyway. While Lucy is enjoying her new job, oh, she has a new job as library director of the new librarian Nichelle Gilchrist had just arrived to Bodie Island Lighthouse and reported for duty. But life throws an unexpected trial that the first day when she finds a body on the steps. The body bears to be starting resemblance to her father, who disappeared on a fishing trip to the Outer Banks 38 years ago. Fingerprints confirm that the dead body is indeed her father, now living in Nags Head underneath the name of Brian Soldier. Brian is befriending a older, lonely woman in exchange for money. Ooh. That sounds good. Sun is kind of alternating. It's light in here and it's kind of Murder at the Beacon Bake Shop by Darcy Hannah is another book my husband picked out. More interest in kneading dough and adding it up. Lindsay's breakup inspired her to set up shop the way she wanted at a place to make her happy. She spent many of her childhood summers on this beach community, converting the old rundown lighthouse into a bakery. But not everyone in town has a sweet tooth. The Preservation Society won't have the lighthouse history sugar-coated by lattes and cakes, and they form a protest. The group crashes Lindsay's Memorial Day opening, and her ex-fiance and his new girl, Mia Long, arrive to trash the place. Mia chokes on a donut and dies. Uh-oh. So Lindsay is gonna be probably accused of murder. Yeah. Anyway, Murder, She Read. I had to have the shirt when I saw it, so I don't know if you can quite see it, but yes, it's no. Anyway, Murder at the Christmas Cookie Bake Off by Darcy Hannah. This is look at the second one. The spirit of the holidays is whispering through the Beacon Bake Shop as Lindsay and her recipe for sweetness and sweetest Christmas ever, winning the town cookie bake off. Unfortunately, striving for the picture perfect December in Beacon Harbor is a lot to bite in the stale of shortbread. Low staff and bombarded with visits from family, Lindsay can barely meet the demands. Self-appointed Christmas know-it-all, Felicia Stewart is determined to make it to the top of the bake-off. She's not afraid to dump in a little cold into everyone's stocking. Just as the competition heats up, everything falls apart when the judge is found dead, covered in Lindsay's signature cookie crumbles. So I'm not sure how to pitch this to you, but because there's really no thing on the back, or not much of one, so we're gonna go with it. So continuing with like the Nancy Drew series and the Dana Girls, I wanted to get some more copies and I probably went a little overboard. So I wanted the first book, obviously. So we have the Night of the Study Lamp, and it says, it has a little interb here, the adventures of resourceful Louise, Dana, and her impressible sister Jenny, packed with thrills and mystery. And that's the first one, as far as I know. I have seen it where there's like other first ones, so I'm just kind of confused on that aspect. But the next book we have is The Haunted Lagoon. It said it was number 3 when I ordered it, but it said on the top here number 8. So anyway, And I really don't know much about it other than it's the Haunted Lagoon and we're following the sisters once again. Same thing with the Riddle of the Frozen Fountain. So this is number 2 in the series. And the Secret of the Silver Dolphin. And it does not tell, oh no, mine, it says number 27. So I tried to get the go in order, but I don't think the sellers necessarily had it in order, or maybe it was in order and they just, I don't know. But yeah. Kind of going back to the nostalgic reads, I have read some of these before. And for some reason, I do not have them, so I had to reorder it. Because I know, I definitely read this one before. Because I remember my sister-in-law buying it for me. However, it never made it to the house. So I'm thinking I probably put it in a donation pile. And therefore, we have another one. So, this is a Nancy Drew and a Hardy Boys Super Mystery. This is Shockwaves. Nancy Drew and her boyfriend Ned are among the guests invited to Padre Island. We're going to be reading this quite soon. Again. On the Gulf Coast, everyone geared up for spring break, including Frank and Joe Hardy, the brothers for the detectives happen to be staying at the home of a wealthy friend, Buck. While out scuba diving, Buck makes a play at Nancy, which Ned intercepts. And the game's in, and Buck finds a sunken wreck and a dead body. So, you know. Now, I don't remember reading this one, but I know for sure I've read this one before. Anyway, so this is the Nancy Drew Hardy Boys Super Mystery, A Crime Before Christmas. And Nancy Drew is in New York joining the Hardy Boys on an important case where they're conducting an intense manhunt for a pair of big-time cat burglars. Ooh. They are daring criminals duo stoops up special prize and the Spectre crown jewels that are on display at the museum. I missed Dana Girls. So here is A Mystery of the Stone Tiger, and this is book 1. You notice that? Hold on. See what I mean? This is supposed to be book 1. Book 1. I don't know. Here in the Hardy Boys, A Paris Connection. Nancy Drew flies to Paris to help a rock idol, Johnny Crockett. His World Hunger Rock tour has begun to be attacked by pranks and threatened to be shut down at a charity event. As soon as Nancy arrives, she finds the problem to be more than a simple dirty trick. The tour's financial records had been stolen, and the handsome rock star could be facing a career-ending scandal. I have a feeling I'm going to be reading this one too very soon. Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys Double Crossing. Nancy is enjoying a luxury cruise aboard a ship where her friend George is the new director, and it seems like a great fun until the plan to sell CIA secrets to another country. The vacation turns into a high-risk haunt for the deadly secret agent. So, if y'all know, y'all know. I love Golden Girl. So, Death in the Lanai by Rachel Courage. Particular information delivered from the Richmond Street. Short details promising the artist of the century and encouraging the to Dress to Kill. After restoring Rose, that is just a saying, the girls ditched another Friday night of gin rummy and slammed a story of historical villa. Dorothy hopes that she will find a dance partner, and Sophia is thrilled to be putting on glids for something other than a funeral. And of course, Blanche is up to her normal stuff again. Anyway. The poor artist offered nothing but his love for Blanche, if I am reading this correctly. What prompted him to seek her out? The symbol of the figure of his life on this concluded island. Tropical storm kills the power on the island. So, yes, we'll be reading this quite soon too. Oh yeah. So I've told y'all about this series before where it was only on Kindle Unlimited and I could not, they don't have the next ones on Kindle Unlimited at all or at my library. So I had to pick these up physically. So, this is a Christian fiction series. And with that, let's get into it. The hour until then, we are following the gifted ability of time crossers between Victorian London world and World War II. Catherine faces true life with danger in the 1938 looming shadow of the war. Catherine is invited to London Museum as a guest curator with a groundbreaking exhibit of Jack the Ripper and his reign of terror. She dives into the grim research and discovers the chilling truth that her sister is destined to become Ripper's final victim. And in 1888, The Race of Faith, Catherine is assisted by a handsome childhood friend in the haunting history of the inclusive murder and unravel threads of the mystery through the woven time. Catherine must decide if she can unmask the murder. I admit to y'all right now that the cover kind of threw me for a loop because I was thinking maybe these two are the same people at one point. I don't know if they are. I was just kind of wondering if that could happen. Anyway, and in 1883, Charles is a poor farmer deliberate to assure the financial stability for his mother and sister. So I guess this is the sister. He's unsure the time-costing path will close on his 25th birthday. Posing as the Earl of Norfolk, he enters the upswing circle of the Newport elite, followed by his time-crossing friend Drew, but suspicions of his identity arrive on the upper crust encounters with Drew in tuning his sister into complicated decisions that could impact a lifetime. And the other lifetime, 1563, Lady Celia served Queen Elizabeth while clinging to the hope that her stepbrother Charles will remain with her in this path. The true Earl of Norfolk. Charles is deeply entangled in the political politics of the court. So, I cannot wait to finish this series as way. And last but not least, The Golden Era. So this is book 7. Time Crossers Allie lives in the two worlds of 1849 in the attempt to assure her family future during the gold rush. She finds herself penniless and stranded in San Francisco, forced to take shelter in a dangerous boarding house owned by a infamous gang member. Allie is desperate to escape, but discovers that history will change all around her and is now claims to do something unthinkable. She must use her time-crossing knowledge to find the answer, and in 1912, 29, Allie is up and started an upcoming starlet during the golden age of Hollywood. Ooh. Her family is film studio is on the brink of ruin, and the remaining resources are invested in Little Women. Allie's family will lose everything to ensure success. She agrees to a fake romance with a Hollywood heartthrob. This sounds very juicy. So many books, so little time. Okay, and with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye.